What is going on, guys? It's Tuesday. It's 7:33. Yeah, time's going fast today. My apologies, but happy to see you guys. This is the Tuesday night live stream. We got a ton of action figures to show off tonight, like a bag of action figures here. So basically, a couple weeks ago, you guys might remember, I got a chance to go visit my parents. Had to help them do something. And I got to explore the basement and found a bunch of my old action figures. So that's just a sampling of what I found. These are the ones I cleaned up and got looking hopefully mostly nice. So I figured why not show them to you guys tonight, because I haven't been buying a ton besides, a little bit of art here and some 20-cent books there. So I think it's about time to show off the stuff I've been cleaning up. So, but before I get into the comics this week and all the fun stuff, let's get into that chat. We got some awesome people already joining us. First off, we got Kavi, Comic Books NYC. What is going on, man? And that's right, you read it correctly. He says, yo, bro, really looking forward to having you on Original Art Hour next week. Next Thursday, a week from this Thursday, we're going to have Kavi's Original Art Hour on his channel, and it's kind of going to be like his kickoff to what would have been, his experience at New York Comic Con. And I always look forward to New York Comic Con, just seeing my exclusive come out and new announcements, but unfortunately, we're not getting any of that this year. So Kavi on his channel is going to do his best to have an awesome themed weekend next weekend. I think he's going to kick it off Thursday with the Original Art Hour, and he was nice enough to ask me to be a part of it. So big thanks, Kavi, for inviting me on there. And I do have some original art to show off tonight. So it's been like once a week I'm getting a commission, so it's been pretty awesome. Next up, we got JLS Comics. What's going on, Jesse? Nice to see you in the chat tonight. And right next, we got JoJo from the Woman Cave in Vegas, Flicks and Comics. What is going on, JoJo? And my co-pilot over on Modern Men every Monday night. And now Turtle Tuesday every other Tuesday. Not this one, but the next Tuesday. Comic Man Andy goes, hey-o, what is going on, Andy? Nice to see Andy in the chat. I did put last night's Modern Men in the description below. We had a blast yesterday talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's Andy's first time reading it in my 10 billionth. I don't know how many times. I've read it infinite times, I suppose. But we had Howler Mouse on there, the Great Legend Show, and of course Drew Manchu's on there every single week. So check that out if you guys hadn't had a chance to just yet. And then everyone else is still just chatting away at each other. So awesome, guys. Big thanks for joining me today. So before I get into the art and the action figures, let's see what I read last week. Did actually pick up a few things and get a chance to read them, so just haven't had a chance to Mylar them up yet, so sorry about that. Gotta get my goofy paws all over these books. So we got Death Metal, Speed Metal, whatever kind of name that is. This book actually wasn't too bad. I was really close to dropping all of the Death Metal stuff because it has just been so far outlandish and out there that they're even just starting to lose me with, like I said, Alfred boxes and Crisis Energy. It's like, really? Now they're just making stuff up for fun. But anyway, these spinoffs have been pretty solid, like the Trinity Crisis. We got some great Francis Manipal art. I believe the artist is Eddie Barrows in this, who I remember from the Jeff Johns Teen Titans. And actually, I think it was where he worked with Sean McKeever mainly on that run. But you get some decent art in these spinoffs. And Speed Metal, you get some good Wally West story, which is this. Actually, I don't know. Do I call this the best Wally West comic since the New 52? I know it's not saying much, but yeah, this actually might be the best Wally we've gotten since the New 52. And their Heroes in Crisis debacle and whatever that other series is called, where he gets the blue suit, that goofiness. But yeah, this one was actually not too bad. You get a whole. Basically, like every member of the Flash family's in this, and it's a lot of fun. Next up, though, a book that it looked good, but it's just not for me. The story kind of lost me and all that good stuff. But The Unkindness of Ravens, that cover just got me. I thought that was a really cool-looking cover, but at the end of the day, I did crack open and read this, and the story just didn't do too much for me, so I won't be continuing that. I did find the second printing of We Only Find Them When They're Dead, Al Ewing goodness here. So my store, I think they had the first printing. I just forgot to pick it up that day, basically. You guys know how that goes. But yeah, I didn't find out about this really until after it came out. So I was kind of happy that a bunch of second printings. But I might try out the second issue tomorrow. I think that's when it comes out. But basically, a bunch of space pirates just harvest, meat and other goods off dead gods. They literally only find them when they're dead. So that's just a kind of a crazy way to start a book. So, but with a title like that, what do you expect? We got Batman Joker War Part 5, issue 99. This actually wasn't too bad. I've been kind of harsh on the Joker War stuff, and a lot of it just seems kind of like filler to me. I'll be perfectly honest. And yeah, I just haven't been too impressed up until this issue, basically. And this issue, at least, you get the Bat family reforming to try to take back Gotham. You get Nightwing getting his suit back. Luckily, he got his memories back in the other book, Nightwing 74, I think it was. So, yeah, it does exactly what an issue 99 should do. It gets you ready for that big event that's going to happen in issue 100. So this had me hyped up pretty well. And you get that final splash page of Joker and this, they've been hyping up this new Batman suit for a minute, and they were hyping it up because that's what Joker's going to fight Batman in issue 100. So, yeah, actually, if the whole run of Joker War was like this, I would have been suggesting it a lot more. Here's a book I thought I dropped. Apparently I didn't, or my store owner didn't get the memo, but it's only got one more issue after this, so I'm probably just going to write it out. We got the J.J. Abrams and Henry Abrams Spider-Man. Like I said, I think I completely forgot I even had issue 3 because I don't remember a single thing that's going on in this series, but it's just kind of interesting. It's like basically Spider-Man has a kid now and he has spider powers, and the Marvel universe is mostly zombies now, I guess. They're fighting zombie corpses. So I don't know. Like I said, I was a little bit lost because I think I have an issue 3 somewhere that I just never read and forgot about. And I was going to drop it after that. And I didn't. So this ended up in the pile and I ended up buying it. And yeah, there's only one issue left. So maybe I'll read that last issue, then go back and read all 5 of them. And then my last read of the week from last week, Shazam 15. Like I said, it's so weird that they have like these Jeff Loveness written filler issues in between the Jeff John stuff. But I think this is maybe the last issue. I don't know if this is supposed to run 15 or 16 issues. If it was going to run to the end, I would like to see John's end it. This was kind of just the ultimate filler ending, I guess. But it was still an interesting issue. Like, I still kind of enjoyed myself reading it. You basically get the acknowledgement of the Iron Giant as a movie in the DC universe because it is referenced a few times throughout. And yeah, Shazam has to keep fighting giant robots and punching their heads off in the ocean and not making Aquaman mad that he's having to fish out giant robot heads. And meanwhile, he has a new hot substitute teacher that he bickers with about oral exams and that stuff. And he eventually has to save her from an apartment building fire. So they get the bond over that, takes her for a burger. That's kind of a funny scene. So yeah, not too bad. It does have filler issue-like tendencies, but I would say out of the Jeff Loveness couple of issues he's done, this was definitely one of the better ones he's done. Actually, I kind of enjoyed this a little bit more than some of the John stuff. So not too bad, actually, for sure. So if you guys were doubting this one because it didn't have the Jeff Johns name on it, you may as well go ahead and pick it up at this point if you picked up most of the other run, because it does have that Shazam charm, especially like if you like the movie and stuff, where they definitely acknowledge that he's a kid. So no better issue does that than this. Here's a funny thing, and I haven't seen Chris Barrett yet, but I did get a couple extra pickups for my comic shop, and it just hit me the hilarity of showing this cover with what I'm about to show. But I did find the infamous, one of the Comic Core favorite books right here. Or by Comic Core, I mean just Chad from the Comic Core. This is one of his all-time Grail favorite books, whatever joke you want to put on it. But I found a Nightwing 93. So freaking Chad's favorite book, and Chris Barrett, if he's out there watching, I know this is one of his all-time favorites. I did find a Nightwing 93, and I didn't have to super overpay for it. They had it for $3. I had a whole bunch of Nightwings there from like issue 60 to 100 and something. And I completely shattered that run when I bought just this one issue, basically for the hilarity of it, because I know Chad talks about this book nonstop, but I just realized how kind of hilarious it is having these two books back to back. So, yeah, probably not a cover swipe or an intentional cover swipe, but just kind of funny, I guess. So there you go. Who would have thought? Brandon Peterson. I guess he's a big Nightwing 93 fan. I don't know. But yeah, the weird, we won't go watch the Friday night show for more information on Nightwing 93. I did find a couple cool packs of books, because sometimes, like, when a book goes on the wall at my shop or what have you, they can go usually for like a minimum of $15 or more. But sometimes, like, the good books get put in the sets, and I'm not entirely sure why, but that's why I was surprised to find this for like $3.33 an issue. So I got these Comico/Dark Horse Rocketeer books that are pretty famous for the Dave Stevens artwork. So got a pack of 3 of them. I need to take these out and pretty much get them in better bags and boards, of course. I haven't even looked at issue 3 yet. So let's crank that out so you guys can see what that one looks like, because these Dave Stevens covers are beautiful. And like I said, I don't see a lot of Dave Stevens stuff, but except for in this community, a lot of people love their Dave Stevens. So, of course, there is, I don't even think he did do that. It was him and Dorman. So look at that one. That's awesome. So not too bad a condition on these. You get some Mia Kaluta art on the back as well. So you got to love some Kaluta stuff. But yeah, I was surprised to see these for a pretty affordable price there. So once again, Kaluta back cover, and then that beautiful front cover, which I think's been made a poster several times. So we'll get those as some Mylars and make them look real good. And then I did buy one set of books I definitely want to crack open and read at some point, because this series came out in like a dead zone of comics for me. I just kind of stopped collecting around the point that this came out. And since I started collecting again, I never see these at all. Sometimes I'll see the tie-ins and stuff. But the event is Joker Last Laugh. So it came with all 6 issues for $15. So this is as affordable as I ever see this whole set, whether it be online or on eBay or what have you. Usually sells for a bit more than $14.99, but not too much more, obviously. But I just never see these ever, like even for like on a wall for full price or anything like that. But yeah, I was extremely happy to find that set for, well, $15. So that was awesome. And then we'll say hi to Genome Presents. What is going on, Genome? How you doing, man? Nice to see you in the chat. And then JLS, I think we're talking about Shazam. He says that long break killed the momentum on a lot of stories. And yeah, he does confirm that Shazam is ending as well. And then Kavi was talking about the Spider-Man and how it was the J.J. Abrams thing. Says he read the issue 4 digitally the other day, losing its steam on me with a lengthy delay. Absolutely. Couldn't agree with that one more. Like I said, when a story comes out, it's almost like the Kevin Smith Spider-Man Black Cat, except the window wasn't that big, obviously. That thing took like, what, a year and a half to come out with its following issues. And then we got Nick Miller hopping in the chat. What's going on, Nick Miller? There he is in the StreamYard side. How you doing, man? Nice to see you in the chat tonight. All right, we did have some 20-cent pickups, so been going once a week, and they've actually been filling up literally like one 20-cent box every week. So I've been capitalizing on the one fill every single week. So they got some decent finds for 20 cents this time. And it kind of burns me because I just realized after I got it under my light here how many spine ticks this one has, but it's still a pretty looking book for 20 cents. I got this Wonder Woman issue 15, just a really cool looking Jenny Frizen cover on that one. So I thought that looked pretty awesome. We'll save that one for a minute. Look at this. I found a Neil Adams signed book for 20 cents. So I don't know who Chris is, but he lost his Neil Adams signature. So not the world's greatest condition on this book. It's some sort of Uncanny Avengers issue number, 6? Or no, it's a number 1. So I'm going to have to look into this more. I have never heard of the lair where collectors dwell. So it's some sort of like local store variant. But yeah, some guy named Chris, and you can see the damage on top there. But like, screw it. For 20 cents for a Neil Adams signature, that's just a pretty hilarious find. So sorry, Chris, you lost your signature there, buddy. Hopefully you didn't need it that bad. JLS says probably Chris Angel. All right, I did find this combo of books for 20 cents a piece. So I got Superman Convergence 1, and then issue number 2 as well. I believe these are technically, or at least the issue number 2, I think is technically the first Jonathan Kent. Probably is a baby, I'm guessing. I still need to read these. Convergence put a really bad taste in my mouth when that stuff originally came out, so I wasn't buying a lot of the tie-ins and that stuff because just the mainline Convergence run was not good. So I just the stuff just turned me off around that point. So yeah, JoJo says that is the cheapest Neil Adams signature ever. Yeah, you're probably right. And Genome says Chris must have pissed off his mom, thus the LCS getting a free box of comics. Yeah, you could be completely right. All right, so next up, I don't know. I've never seen this one before. Probably worth the 20 cents I paid for it, but I thought it was kind of cool because it does give you some actual insights and preview of the first run Marvel Star Wars stuff from 2015. So it's like a preview book for all of the Star Wars titles that hit in 2015. So you get the mainline Star Wars with Jason Aaron, the Darth Vader with Karen Gillan, and I think it was Mark Waid who did the Princess Leia. So you kind of get samplings of all three of those books in this. So I'm not sure if this was like a store thing where they just gave it to the stores so they could see what they wanted to order, or 2015, I should say 2016, ring through this, or what, or if this was just released after all of that to make you want to buy something else, because they're advertising Vader down in the back, which I know that came like about a year after. So maybe this was about a year after these came out. I need to flip through this and see what all's in here now. So yeah, I've never seen this book. I don't know if it was like a con giveaway or what have you, but that was kind of cool for 20 cents. Jill says he kissed her on the one cover and had a baby on the next one. Yeah, that's Superman for you. He's a Superman. We got the Mastodon. What is going on, Donnie? He says, ladies and gentlemen, that's fine, man. I've only been going for 20 minutes, so you're good. Got a little bit of a late start today, so happy to see the Mastodon in the chat. I think I already had one of these, but free comic book day version, why not? Suicide Squad issue number 1, free comic book day for 20 cents. I think this is a G.I. Joe issue I did not have. Got G.I. Joe issue number 71 for 20 cents. So slowly getting a huge chunk of this run collected. Don't know how much longer I'm going to go on that one, but I got like a whole short box at this point of the copper G.I. Joes. Found a Dazzler issue number 12. So I thought this was in pretty fair condition for, being stuck in a bin for that long. But from 1982 for 20 cents, I figured why not? Thought that was it's almost nicer looking than some of the new books I bought. Found Joshua Williamson's Ghosted issue number 1. So that was a cool Sean Chin cover on that as well. Don't know too much about Ghosted. Think I've heard a few decent things. So I figure for 20 cents, why not go ahead and buy the first issue and try it out? But yeah, always love me some Sean Chin. That was a great cover at least. And then you see this for 20 cents, you kind of just buy it every time. The Turok number 1 from Valiant. What's a better 90s book to have than Turok issue number 1? Actually, I think I gave away every copy of this I've had previously. So I kind of did need this copy back, I believe. So good old Turok number 1, because why not? Gotta love the Turok, at least if you like the 64 stuff. All right, so I think I'm going to show my original piece of art, and then we're going to get into the action figures. That way I have my whole desk here cleaned off for, wow, that worked out terribly. Sorry, I was making a box to put more action figures in. All right, so I'm going to butcher this artist's name, but I just rolled across this artist like I have a lot of artists this year on a Facebook sketch group. Basically, it's just a sketch prices group that a lot of people refer if you want to get some good contacts for artists, get some good pricing information, and all of that stuff. So this guy's Facebook and Instagram is like the Vitruvian Fan. So I don't know if that QR code is scannable or not, and I'll have to. I was going to put his link in the description below, but unfortunately, I haven't even had a chance to do the Instagram yet. And he left the post says, "Thanks for thinking of me for this commission." And his name is Aranja Devasarindra. So Aranja Devasarindra. So if you search the Vitruvian Fan Store, it's a lot easier to find on Facebook and Instagram. But yeah, and I got this for, this wasn't even a 3-figure purchase or anything like that, not even close. This guy, I don't know if he's just starting out doing commissions and stuff, but he's one of the friendliest guys I've had a chance to chat with on Messenger, just getting a commission done. Like he actually asked as soon as I ordered the commission, like, do you want updates? Do you want preliminary art updates and that stuff? I'm like, Okay, I've never had an artist ask me anything like that before, but yeah, sure, I'll go along with the experiment and see what happens. So yeah, also asked me if I want a surprise. I'm like, we'll go with the updates option, just because I've never had an artist say they would send me updates that constantly. So if you guys get a chance to get a commission for this guy down the line, like he will send you a message almost every day with updates until this thing is at your house or apartment or what have you. So I got a Shazam commission. And this is one of his upper tier pricing points too. So he does also do a lot of like shadow work, basically, where it's just like an outline of the character. It looks really cool. I definitely recommend checking him out. But I got Shazam / Captain Marvel because talking to the great legend, he always has me thinking about characters like Captain Marvel. I know he's a big fan, so I'm like, I don't really have a Captain Marvel / Shazam piece in the collection. So I wanted to get one for the wall, of course. So without further ado, let's go ahead and give it a show. I got in a frame today. But yeah, this is what I got in the mail yesterday. As you can see, it's got Captain Marvel, Billy Batson right there in the middle. And he actually offered for no extra charge at all. He does a little bit of background work per pricing tier on this. And he's just like, I'll draw the entire Marvel family in the background. So this would be an example of like some of the outline work he would do, except to just be a lot bigger. For the lower tier pricing points. But yeah, he actually drew like the Marvel family. I believe that should be probably, my guess is I think that's Black Adam back there, and then the rest of the Marvel family. So I was very happy with this. But yeah, the Vitruvian Fan Store, if you guys want to look him up, I'll try to remember after the video to put his link in the description, and definitely check out my Instagram. I'll probably post this on Instagram and tag him on it right after this video is done. So yeah, I highly recommend if you guys are looking for some good commission work to get done online right now. This guy, very friendly, excellent communication, and shipped instantly. You couldn't ask for anything better, in my opinion. But yeah, very happy with this piece. Obviously, I'm gonna have to find a spot for this on a wall somewhere in my house. But yeah, couldn't be happier with that one. Like I said, I highly recommend. And I did get some new frames today, so I got this one framed, and I got my Armando Ramirez, Casey Jones finally in a frame, so I'll probably put that one right next to him at some point because they do have matching frames. So I did get this one and show it off last week. But yeah, Armando Ramirez, also on social media. You should check him out as well if you want some nice art. So been kind of on a nice streak with commissions lately. I got some Inktober sketches hopefully due by the end of next month. Obviously, October is in a couple of days, so I highly recommend if you guys are wanting to get some commissions this year, because obviously I think we're all feeling withdrawals from not being at cons and stuff. I think Inktober or October or Arttober, whatever you want to call it, is going to be a very good forum for a lot of artists selling cheap artwork, basically, or the ability to get some artwork. So I already know there's one guy, I already got 3 pieces ordered from him that, his work to look really awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. So, all right. So we still have Mastodon hanging out in the chat. We got Count Von Strange. What's going on, man? I think you're going to like this next segment, Count. So hang tight because we got a lot more showing some action figures, man. So if you guys like action figures and especially like turtles and NECA figures, check out Count Von Strange. That guy has some of the coolest unboxings on his channel. We still got JLS hanging out. We still got JoJo from Flicks and Comics hanging out. All right, let's get into the first bag of action figures here. So you guys might remember from the past, I did show off just a sampling previously of what I found at my house or my parents' house. But yeah, I've been cleaning up a few, and I'm probably not going to remember the names of every one of these characters. We'll see. We'll test my knowledge as we go. But if you guys see a character you like in the chat, just shout it out, and then I'll go from there. But yeah, you're going to see a ton of Michelangelos in my collection. So I got like Wrestler Mikey. So of course this is one of my favorites as a kid. So I'm surprised his joints aren't all loose and stuff from being, beat up and played with all that time. But I can't remember what was supposed to be like on his chest, but that is definitely like rubbed off over time. But yeah, that was one of my favorites back in the day. We got this, they had like this like Ninja Fighter line, of course, Stage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where like you would get hit in the chest or something, your head would pop off or a limb would. But unfortunately, this little chest piece is broke, but it's a Bebop that used to, like, I think his head would pop up previously or something like that. I don't want to rip his head off to try it out, but He also had like a little. I need to find a lot of these accessories still. I was notorious as a kid for losing a ton of accessories. So maybe you guys can help me out with this one. I'm trying to remember the name of this like dingo dude from Turtles, but yeah, it's like the most Australian Ninja Turtles figure ever. So I found him. Found like I don't even know what kind of like Jurassic Explorer Rocksteady. Kind of looks like Rocksteady ate the guy from Jumanji. So gotta love that one. You got Clown Michelangelo, whose legs like retract and go in and out and stuff like that, or maybe they just stay out because hey, these were played with any spins too. So there you go, Clown Mikey. Walkabout is the rule. That's right. It just hit me, man. The Count Von Strange with the call. Walkabout. That's absolutely it. All right, we got some. We don't have all turtles. We mixed up a little bit. We've got Nightwing. I'm still looking for his little yellow chess piece, but I can't remember exactly which line this is from. It's a 1994 Kenner. But around this time, they were making some really cool DC action figures. I got a few more coming up, but I was excited as all could get out when this Nightwing came out because I think this was like one of the first Nightwing action figures. So, yeah, absolutely. I just remember like having a ton of Batmans. Like, hey, I got this Batman here, which is like yellow aquatic suit Batman or something like that. But it seemed like it was mostly movie line stuff and villains. So like the Tim Drakes and then the Nightwing Dick Graysons and that stuff, you didn't get a lot of. So when those things came out, I was very happy to swipe them up. All right, we got one of the Alien Dimension X kids from TMNT. So, and actually he has a little backpack on still, but I feel like there's supposed to be like a little thing that runs and then he holds a gun that's connected to the backpack or something like that. So I got that. Got a Ray Fillet. I do remember him. He was, he took a lot of cleanup. But this is the one, like, I found out when I was cleaning it, too. Like, if you get him wet right here, like, he turns, like a greenish color. So it's more of, like, a chameleon-style thing. But, yeah, you got to love the old gimmicks on the toys where they turn colors if you, like, put them in, like, the washer or whatever, or freeze them like Mr. Freeze. But I didn't wash Mr. Freeze yet because his arm fell off when I was a kid. So I'm still looking for that arm. Got this like crazy elephant from Turtles, but yeah, he looked pretty cool. I'm surprised like all of his limbs haven't fallen off yet, but yeah, he was surprisingly complete. So thought that was really awesome. Count says, I'm waiting to see some Biker Mice from Mars action figures. Unfortunately, I don't believe I have any of the Biker Mice from Mars, but I do remember that action figure line. Andy says, I have the single largest toy collection I've ever seen. I don't know about that, man, but I do have a lot of toys. I was spoiled, I'll be perfectly honest. I believe this is the second run of Donatello. He doesn't have the squishy head, but he's still from 1988. And then, yeah, he's definitely one I played with a little bit more because it feels like his arms are about to fall off. So I feel like I should still have another older, but maybe I didn't have Donnie until the second printing, basically. Don't know if anyone even cares about that in retrospective, but got their little gorilla dude. He's still pretty awesome. He has these giant arms. So always like this one. I think this one's like a little gears broken, but it's like one of those like karate fighters when you're supposed to be able to squeeze his leg and then like he punches and stuff. But yeah, this thing was like way bulkier than it should be. Hopefully it doesn't still have water in it. So got another Michelangelo, of course. I believe this one's Muckman. So you used to be able to like fill him up with like water or gack or something. And as you can see, he still needs a little bit of that water taken out of him from when he needs washed. But yeah, you take this little pink thing off, you can fill him up with goop or whatever. So yeah, Muckman. I was talking about that Kenner line of DC figures earlier. Here's the Flash, Wally West, another one of my favorites when I was a kid. I can't remember what the name of this line was, but it was a comic book line surrounded by this. So I had this one, and of course in the same line you had the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern. It was probably the very first time they made Kyle Rayner into an action figure, which I always like this one because his ring hand is just a fist, so you always just punch them together. So Total Justice, I think, was the name of this line, if I remember right, because there's like a 3-issue DC miniseries that came out with the toy line. So, I had the comics, I had the toys. It was a good time. Here's the Tommy Lee Jones Batman Forever Two-Face. He came with the coin. I lost the coin the first day. My parents were not happy when I lost that coin. Still looking for his chess piece, but I did find a Fugitoid. Another one of my favorites when I was a kid. Don't remember his limbs being so translucent, but maybe that's just because the paint has worn off over time or something like that. So, yeah, it's almost like he's got blue see-through hue to him. I got 2 April O'Neil. So here I got the first run April O'Neil. The Turtles on the back is wearing off, but yeah, she was a very flimsy action figure from day one for whatever reason. So, yeah, so first run April O'Neil, but I do have this one I completely forgot about until I went and got these toys and saw the blue turtle van. So yeah, it's the green suit April variant, I guess, if you will. So she came with the blue turtle van. So I guess Earth 1 April, Earth 2 April. There you go, Andy. There's a Crisis type reference for you. He's looking forward to reading the Crisis trilogy on Modern Men. I made a Crisis trilogy with a wild card. It's a long story. Just go watch the episode. Here is cartoon Raphael, and his head does still spin for the most part with the button on the back, so that's pretty cool. So before they had the movie action figure line, they had the cartoon ones, which I think the Dimension X kid was in the same line. Here's the Eradicator. Always thought this one looked pretty cool with like the translucent orange arms, and one of the few times like in an action figure line you didn't have a cloth cape. Well, we at least have one cloth cape coming up with the Robin. But I like these like rubbery capes a little bit more because, hey, they're a lot easier to wash, I can tell you that. So, yeah, the Eradicator. Can't remember this dude, what his name is, but I know he is from Superman, and he was definitely one of those 90s villains in Superman. So, yeah, if someone knows the name, definitely throw that one in the chat. We got, like, Army Dude Leonardo. I guess he goes against that Jumanji Rocksteady, I guess. We got Spaceman Raphael. These things were... I had to let these, like, white action figures, like, soak for a while. Like, I got another one in another bag coming up. But, yeah. We got a Donatello, I think, also. We got a first-run Shredder, which always drove me crazy on some of these first-run Turtle figures. Like, he came with, like, a whole tunic, like Splinter did. I think I got Splinter coming up as well. But yeah, you better believe I lost those like almost instantly, or they got too dirty and my parents threw them away. So always drove me crazy how like my Shredder and my Splinter never had shirts. So even though like the Turtles are just wearing like, you know, belts, but you know, it just always felt incomplete to me. And it always just looked like he was like scrawny. Like, but hey, we're Mutant Ninja Turtles. You gotta make everybody look weird, I suppose. Got an Ellie from Jurassic Park. So I do have some of the Jurassic Park action figures. I never had the JP Cruiser, though. I just had a couple of the mainline figures, and probably a dinosaur, too, was it. So I got an Ellie. Got a Boba Fett from the 97 run, I believe. I think that's when the Kenner stuff came out in the late 90s. But, yeah, these were kind of cool back in the day. They're completely worthless now, but these were a lot of fun to collect when they came out. And I think there's, like, this one has like the circle hands on his, you know, the paint job there. I think there was like a square version that was a lot more limited and people are going after on eBay when that was first a thing. But yeah, I always thought these sculpts were really nice. Got skier Michelangelo. So I think this is part of a Winter Olympics line, maybe. Yeah, it's got to be because he's wearing a medal. So yeah, Winter Olympics Michelangelo from 1992. We've got Star Trek Donatello, so he's living long and prospering. Gotta love Spock and Donatello merged into one action figure. This one will probably be a keeper for me. We have Elseworlds Adventures of Superman. So shout out to Comic Core Chad once again. I know this is one of his all-time favorites. And yeah, this is one of my favorites too. I was very happy they had an action figure. I was always disappointed they didn't have the rest of the action figures from this Elseworld story, but for some reason they decided to make this one. I'm not sure if this blue pistol goes with the action figure, but it kind of fit his hand perfectly, so he still has it in his hand. So there's that. We got an original 1989 Casey Jones. I just need to find some of his accessories. He was holding like an old club, like an orange billy club. I don't know if that was to this figure or not, but yeah, I still need to clean that one up. But I'll definitely be keeping that one and displaying him somehow as well. I am not a big Battle of the Planets person, but I immediately recognize this figure. Yeah, it's from 1984, so I'm pretty sure this is one of those like Voltron or Battle of the Planets figures from 1984. So I swooped that up. We got the Penguin from that 80s superhero line that they did. Some of the best action figures ever were in that line. So we got a few from that. But yeah, he is a big, big fat penguin there. We have Caped Crusader Donatello, which he feels like he could just fall into 10,000 pieces at any time. So definitely enjoy finding him. Oh, what's up, David? How you doing, man? We got David in the chat. He says, good to see you. I was grading students' videos and saw this pop up. Yeah, hopefully you're doing all right. Haven't had a chance to talk to you for a minute, David. So nice to see you in the chat, buddy. So, yeah, I'm just showing off some action figures from my parents' basement that I've just been recently cleaning up and all that stuff. So I figured, what better form to do this in than that. Once again, from that fighter line, we got Leonardo, and this one actually works. So if he gets punched in the chest, boom. So, yeah. I figured Robert would like these too. We got some more action figures, or in-action figures. I guess this is Earl Hebner, maybe. Whatever referee they had for the old-timey WWF action figures from LJN. So you got your Hogan, and then you got your referee. And then I don't even remember having Slick, but I found a Slick. He was pretty cleaned up, so there's that. So slowly completing this whole run of those that I didn't realize I had so many. David, you'll love these next one. We got Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. So there you go, Big Papa Pump. Got some awesome wrestling figures coming up. David, he crossed the threshold of letting Mason play with. So, oh my God, that I never thought I'd see the day. We got a badass Billy Gunn with one of the worst faces I've ever seen on an action figure. I'm not a Billy Gunn fan. So, yeah, Billy Gunn. Yeah, Triple H. Funny thing is, when I found this Triple H, he actually had a belt on. He dropped the title to the next guy, and I put it on Sting because Sting, he's the champ. Why wouldn't he have that belt? The big 10 pounds of gold right there. So I always kind of like these like late 90s WCW figures too. I think this is like the same action figure line that WWF eventually bought like right before this, I think. Oh, Kip James. Oh my God. We got Kane. So these are part of the bone crunching line, which if you tilt their arms, you can definitely hear their joints break for whatever reason you'd want to do that without just completely destroying your action figure. I don't know, but Kane, probably close to one of the first Kane action figures ever. We got Goldberg, because why wouldn't we have a Goldberg? He's wearing a shirt on the back that says Fear the Spear. So always like this Goldberg figure. I think he came in a 2-pack with that Hollywood Hogan I have coming up. We got a He-Man. I think this is probably my brother's. I wasn't a big He-Man guy. It was a little bit before my time, but it does have that old-timey rubbery head on there. So there's a He-Man. I think here is the corresponding Skeletor, which I almost ended up buying a couple figures from Walmart today. They have like the 30th anniversary figures, or 35, however long it's been, maybe 35 or 40 actually. But yeah, I was like, why buy those when I have these two in the collection? David says, I don't think Goldberg wore shirts. And then JLS says, Hunter should have come with a sledgehammer. Yeah, I don't know if he did or not. It's probably still like early DX Triple H. So I don't know if he had that sledge yet. Here's one that's definitely staying in the collection. Unfortunately, it's the only G.I. Joe that's turned up so far. But what a G.I. Joe to turn up. It's my Snake Eyes I had as a kid. One of my all-time favorite action figures right here. As you can see, he has been well-loved because he can barely hold up. So, Snake Eyes, one of my all-time favorites. David says he's got to get back to grading. Thanks for stopping by, man. That's awesome. So we'll put Snake Eyes to the side here because I don't want to lose that one again. Yeah, he's just going to sit. He'll probably be in that same spot behind the monitor for like a couple of years. We got a Kurt Angle, because why wouldn't you have a Kurt Angle? Like I said, I think this is around the time when those WCW figure makers took over on the WWE, because it's like almost the same style of figure as like the Goldberg from earlier. So yeah, Kurt Angle. We got a battle damage Superman with a mullet. So we get mullet Superman there. Still looking for his cape, because he came with one of those higher quality capes. Somebody jumped out of the bag. Oh yeah, it's the Riddler. That's a DC Superpowers Riddler. Another one of the great ones. Don't know whose backpack that is, but it fit him, so he's still wearing that backpack. We got bone crunching action Undertaker. So to go with that cane, you got to have the Undertaker, of course. He's got some fun arm tattoos there. GLS is starting the "You Suck" Angle chants. We got a bone crunching Stone Cold. I don't remember ever him wearing the white tank top Austin 316 shirt, so I think there was a mispaint there. It should be black and white, not white and black. I don't know why I kept this. The Jar Jar, will less said about him, the better. Random referee from the 90s WWE stuff. I always thought that kind of like Ken Shamrock. Just a weird referee. He's not even wearing like a striped shirt. So, I don't know. I always thought that was weird. Another Batman. Like I said, I think this is the Val Kilmer Batman Forever Batman. It's supposed to have some sort of retractable missile gimmick, I think. You snap that there. Don't know. Luke Skywalker. I think this one came with a play set because he's got like the full robe on. Much better bone crunching Stone Cold. At least he has shorts and a vest. So this looked a lot more like Stone Cold. He even got his little Texas tattoo down there. So thought that was a much superior action figure to the other one. Another Batman, probably from Batman Returns, 1991. So most likely Batman Returns on that, except his Batman symbol is completely washed off of there. We got a Kang the Conqueror. I think this was the Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars line, if I remember right. So I actually found this little belt part while I was cleaning all these. Got a Sebulba from episode 1. So better than Jar Jar, at least. I was not a fan of the racer stuff, so I didn't have any of the pod racers. Lex Luthor with Kryptonite Ring that still kind of works. The button, barely. But yeah, Lex Luthor. Always like kind of look goofy there, but just considering like the how cool some of the other figures are, I thought that one was a little lame. But you needed a Lex Luthor. I didn't have the one in the green suit, unfortunately. I think, like I said, this is like probably a third or fourth run. Raphael. Still need a bunch of belts. JLS says Kang is Krang's cousin. And Mastodon heard that Stone Cold glass break. Well, if you smell what the Rock is cooking, there's one of the Rock. It has the bone crunching action, but this is around that time he started wearing like the jogging pants. So they gave him like the thickest legs ever. These don't have no give to them at all. Here's a much better version of the Rock, in my opinion. So, like you say, he's got the better limbs and stuff like that. He's actually got a Know Your Role jersey on. So, got a couple Rocks. Another Batman. I think this is probably from the original movie. It's 1990. So, Arctic Batman, I guess. I think a Stormtrooper, Luke Skywalker. I think this came with a board game of some sort. And then I don't know where the helmets are. That's kind of disappointing. I just remember they're supposed to have helmets. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park. I think I went for him as Halloween once. Too bad David's already left. He could tell you all about it. Darth Vader, I think he was in that same line with the board game. Unfortunately, I need to find his little dome helmet there. Uncle Owen, gone too soon. See what else we got. Here's the other space figure I have, Donatello. Like I said, there's so many more to clean too. We got an X-Pac. I love X-Pac. I think these like we're talking to, like there was like a gimmick that you could buy on the side that like if you put their foot on there with like the little metal bits there, it'd be like, suck it or whatever. And it's like, yeah, that's a great toy for the 90s. We have a Jean-Claude Van Damme Guile from Street Fighter the movie. So gotta love that. I remember Snake Eyes kicking the crap out of this guy because he's G.I. Joe size. But yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme. You can match the Schwarzenegger. From Last Action Hero, I think I had, or maybe have coming up. I think so. I had a Panda from Turtles. Pretty cool one there. We have a Bruce Wayne. I think this one came with the Batcave, if I remember right. So, pretty cool Michael Keaton version there. Another Batman. Like I said, I had a lot of just basic Batman. I think I actually had, like, when I was a kid, I made my own Crisis because I had so many Batman. Like, oh, this is worth like 24 or whatever. Like I said, just like Shredder earlier, I have a Splinter. He has no tunic. Poor Splinter. But hey, always like the first run figures nonetheless. And yeah, he's like falling apart too. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to keep all of these. I might like yard sell some of these eventually because I just don't have space or I guess I could just put them in a closet for 30 more years. That might be fun. I think this one was like a serial mail-away of some sort, but there is the corresponding Stormtrooper Han Solo, which I think he came with the helmet for sure. So hopefully that helmet comes up, but yeah, he is not short for a Stormtrooper. Luke is, though. But yeah, I think that was like a Kellogg's giveaway, if I remember right. And then the last one in this bag, which I did find his cape, and it's surprisingly cleaned up pretty well. Tim Drake Robin, another one of my favorites. I'll definitely be keeping this one. So yeah, this was the Batman Returns line where they hyped up that he was going to be in the movie. They didn't show up for the movie. They had the action figure sculpts ready to go, so they just released them anyway. But this was definitely one of my all-time favorite figures as a kid. So he'll be sitting next to Snake Eyes behind the monitor there. And I got one more bag to go over, and then we'll wrap this whole show up here. We got Ace Duck. So that's pretty awesome. He has his wings in here somewhere. They just fell off again because they were always very cheaply made. Got a Triceraton. Can't remember his exact name, but I just remember the Triceratons. 1990. And I remember watching that Thanksgiving special with him in it, and it was absolutely awesome. Got a shiny foot soldier. I think this is some sort of like, I don't know if it's like the 10th anniversary of Turtles. Maybe they did a lot of figures like this. Yeah, 1994. So this would have been 10 years after the first comic book. Got a Razor. So hopefully his brother Toka shows up soon. Got a General Trag. So pretty cool in there. Let's see. We'll start rapid firing these because I know you guys are been here for a minute. We got Mummy Raphael, which is another one that was just covered in soot and garbage and stuff. I'd let him soak for a while. We got Comics Addiction in the chat. What's going on, Comics Addiction? Nice to see you. This guy, one of my all-time favorites to chat with in the comments. So happy to see Comics Addiction in the chat tonight. Count Von Strange says NECA just revealed Triceraton figure. Oh, man. Now I'm going to have to try to attempt to go buy those. Those are probably going to be really awesome. Comics Addiction says, my son already broke off 2 arms on one of my TMNT figures. Yeah, I was just saying earlier, there's one that, like, it felt like it was just going to fall apart instantly. I think it was the superhero Donatello. That thing, it's probably going to fall apart before anything else. But I got a sweet Leatherhead, which will probably be a keeper for me. I always just like how different this action figure was from the rest. So, Leatherhead. Oh, Thundercats. We got a Lion-O, and he's, like I said, this was another one of my all-time favorites as a kid. But, yeah, he's slowly falling apart. But I think it was like Scott Snyder on his Twitter was just showing off his Lion-O. So, I guess here's mine. So, yeah, he can barely stand up, as you can tell. His joints are about to fall apart. Got Mondo Gecko. Another one of my favorites as a kid. I was just like, yeah, I love getting all of the 10,000 Michelangelos and stuff. But at the end of the day, like when you have your main 4 turtles, you need the other supporting cast instead of just more turtles. We got another Rock. He's got a $10,000 shirt on, or at least that's what he'll tell you. It's probably like a $5 shirt. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. JLS says, you have a Genghis Frog or Mondo Gecko. He says, right on key. The synchronicity right there. I don't think I had the Genghis Frog, but obviously I did have the Mondo Gecko. Here's a Chuck Norris from Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. Definitely don't remember having this one, but I just found it in an old box that was half destroyed. So I guess he can go with Schwarzenegger and Van Damme with the other figures. So Chuck Norris of Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. Got Slash, of course. This will be a keeper for sure for me. I actually have a Slash commission coming by November, hopefully. I cannot wait for that. I got a great artist working on Slash for me. We got 2 Mum-Ra's. So here's the first one. I don't know what this white crap was on it. It actually looked pretty awesome for being on Mum-Ra, but I couldn't get it to clean off. So we got Mum-Ra number 1. And then we got Mum-Ra number 2, which this one was much more cleaned up. So like I said, I don't know why we had 2 of these, but hey, it's one of the coolest action figures ever, in my opinion. So I definitely don't mind having 2 Mum-Ra the Ever-Livings. I have the skeleton version somewhere, but he has not turned up yet. Let's see. Count says, better be careful that figure. Saw with Chuck Norris, you might get hurt. And JLS says, Chuck Norris action figure makes you sit on the shelf. You guys are great. We got Skater Die Michelangelo. Once again, you got to catch them all. Every Mikey. I love this figure. It's the regular size Krang, but it just reminds me I still haven't found the giant Krang yet. I don't know where he's at. I got to do some digging for him. He's probably just in a different room in my parents' house because I played with him quite often as a kid. But yeah, I at least have this version of Krang with the little Krang that pops out that's like the size of his little head there. So always like that when it was a later run one. And then we got My Horse is Sick. We got Terry Funk from the LJN line. He must have been like my jobber of the group because he has so many like paint and scuff marks on him. It's ridiculous. It was suggested that I use like a magic eraser, but I'll probably just leave him like that. But Terry Funk with puke green chaps on and red tights. So we'll put him down there with the other wrestlers. See what else we got. We got Ace Duck's Wings. I'll go in. Actually, that was the wrong bag, but hey, we'll figure it out. We got Hollywood Hogan dudes, and yeah, he still works pretty sweet. Or too sweet, I guess I should say. So gotta love the Hollywood Hogan. JLS says that Krang looks like Chad. I'll let him know he looks like Krang next time I see him. Count says, I'm going to get a Slash commission one day. I want him drawn as Slash from GNR. Nice. That'd be cool too, because why not? That's a cool idea. Got a upgraded version of Kane. Better with the choke slam glove there. Almost through this bag. We got a few more though. We got just a classic Rat King. So I'll probably hang on to Rat King. We got TMNT movie part 3, Michelangelo. Some bad memories of that movie. That's kind of funny reflection of his eyes there. So yeah, less said about that movie the better. But a much better movie. We got Super Shredder from Turtles 2. His one weakness is getting a bridge dropped on him though. That always still made me mad. We got Metalhead. Just happy to see he still had his belt on. But yeah, that'll be staying in the collection. Super Shredder will, of course, too. I don't know. Oh, yeah, these were like the storage shells line of Turtles. So this is storage shell Michelangelo, which I kind of dug these because at the very least, their belts were connected to the action figures. So you couldn't lose them as easy. Comics Addiction says, I just watched Kane versus Undertaker. That was their WrestleMania 14 match may still be their best match. That is one of my favorites that they had. I think that was the first one. And Donnie says, my wife is nodding her head about TMNT 3. Yeah, I definitely like one of those like Picard type moments like that for sure. Is that and Batman and Robin are like the 2 movies. Like I always loved going to the movies as a kid. Always one of my favorite experiences, but seeing those 2 movies in theaters was the first time I got mad at movies leaving the theater. Got a Mountie Moose, I think is his name, or something like that, from the Turtle line. I love the Mounties. Fortunately, I don't have a Mountie wrestling action figure. Got a first run Rocksteady, and yeah, he's kind of almost falling apart too, but he is still, for the most part, intact. Let's see, almost wrapping this up. We got USTF parachuter Donatello. Said tons of gimmicks. All right, we got like 5 more to go. We've got Movie Foot Soldier, which I always thought this is like one of the better sculpts, if you will, for those type of figures. But yeah, I always really like that version of Foot Soldier. We got super villain Bebop. So luckily he's not falling as bad as Donatello was. We got Yo Rap Michelangelo with tons of rapping gimmicks. Literally says Yo Rap on his leg. So that's pretty funny. Two left. We got Storage Shell Donatello. And then last but certainly not least, y'all Snarf. So we got a Snarf. I think he was like a topper for something because he has a hole in the very bottom of the figure. But I feel like I had another, like the actual figure of this as well. But they had, he just kind of sits there. So nothing else. Maybe I'll put old Snarf in the background with Krang there. So there you go. Snarf has a home now. And that includes all the action figures I've cleaned up so far. So tons and tons, like 3 grocery bags. Now it's like an entire overflowing box that I'm probably going to trip over. So I'm probably going to keep a good chunk of those, but some of them probably got to go in a yard sale or something. So definitely don't need all of them in a collection, but slowly getting my childhood collection of action figures cleaned up. But yeah, I'll definitely be hanging on to guys like Snake Eyes and Tim Drake Robin and probably most of the first run Ninja Turtles. He's asking more of the TMNT vans. I still need to clean the accessories basically. So I'll just spoil kind of what I got. I've got 2 turtle vans. I still need to find the roof of the first turtle van. I've got the Technodrome in the next room over, but it's still kind of filthy, and I'm still looking for the ramp for the eyeball. So I found the eyeball, but I haven't found the actual ramp extension yet. So I do have the Technodrome, so I'll show it off here once I get it cleaned up and looking nicer, and hopefully a few more accessories found for it. But I just have a bevy of other ones. Like there's like the little like sewer surfer thing, and there's a ton of them. They release one like once a week as a kid, I feel like. And we got Spidey Fan in the chat. What is going on, Spidey Fan? Nice to see you in the chat. He says, Count Von Strange says, I need to find a TMNT van to put my... that's a cool idea, man. For sure. So big thanks, guys. Once again, check out my Instagram shortly, probably right after this video. I'm going to post more information on Oranja Deva Surendra and the Vitruvian Art Store on if you guys are interested in hitting this guy for a commission. But yeah, got this commission I showed off earlier in the show. Captain Marvel, Shazam. What's not to love there? Absolutely amazing. And a very affordable commission as well. Great communication. So once again, I wanted to plug him one more time. So before I start signing off here, a few remaining plugs. October Read starts in a little over 24 hours. It will be posting at midnight on October 1st. So I'm going to put out a video every single day in the month of October with a horror or Halloween-related read. I also started my contest, which I'll put in a link below after all of this, where all you guys got to do, go to the contest video, leave your comment or make a video, and then leave the video link in the description of that video or the comments of that video. And you're entered in to win this wonderful box of comics I got going on over here. So yeah, go to my contest video. It's the Road to 500 Subscribers / October Reads contest. I'm at 492 subscriber-wise, so big thanks, guys, for the continued support of this channel. And then once again, we had Modern Men last night. Episode 50, where we cover Christ on Infinite Earths. Definitely check that out. Definitely check out the Roundtable Friday discussion we have on the Comic Core. We're going to have a 32-character battle royal, or not a battle royal. We already had the battle royal. We have a 32-character March Madness-style tournament called October Madness, where we're having all these horror characters, and they're fighting each other. And then Comics Explained says, Long Halloween coming up on Modern Men. Yeah, you're definitely welcome to that. We just want to have as many people reading as possible. So if anyone does want to join us on Modern Men, just feel free to message or hit us up. We have most of our episodes coming up already planned, with the exception of week 53, which will be a normal viewer poll. But we have Long Halloween coming up, week 54, the Monday before Halloween. We've got Infinite Crisis coming up in 2 weeks. Next week, we'll be covering Flashpoint. So if you guys ever want on that show, just hit me up, hit Andy up or Drew, and we'd be more than happy to give you a seat on Modern Men, because we just love to celebrate comic books, love to talk about the reads, and usually we'll have a conversation or topic on top of that and just have fun with it. JLS says Rappin' Mike is from the Rockin' Rollin' line, the Record Rappin' Reptile. Thank you for that information. So the Rockin' Roller line, or Rockin' Rollin' line. So good information there. So yeah, definitely don't forget to hit up my contest. And then next Tuesday on this channel, we'll be doing that. So yeah, so excited about it. I'm losing my words. Turtle Talk Tuesday, a week from Tuesday, probably around 8 p.m. We'll be doing TMNT IDW Run Volumes 4 and 5, the trades. That'll be Andy from Comic Man Andy and Chad from 90 Miles from Comics. Will be in on that as well. So definitely, and then I know Count, you like you some turtles. Like anytime if I'm doing a reader show and any of you guys want to join, definitely let me know. The more the merrier, in my opinion. Count One Straight says, yeah, definitely, that'd be awesome, man. Let's do something together at some point, please. That would be very cool. And then my last plug, of course, Comic Books NYC at the top of the show hopped in and said a week from Thursday, I believe it's 8 p.m. next Thursday, I'll be on his comic art show. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'll probably be showing off my sketchbook because you guys know me at this point. And then I'll be bringing probably this piece again among many others that are stuck on my wall. And then that one behind me back there. So on and so forth. But hey, I've rambled on for an hour. Big thanks, guys. And once again, check out that contest video and I'll catch you next time. Dude, stand